My face looks so oily. Hello, hello. Are you able to hear me? I got one person in here. Can you hear me good? Is the audio working? Oh gosh. Hi, Lauren. Okay, you can hear me good. I commented in one of your videos. I experienced something so serious. You so similar. Okay. Like with the whole, is that from the wedding guest video? Is that the one? Hi. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I don't want to ruin it. It starts with the H. It starts with the H. Hashna. Hey. Hey, Smooth Vicia. Y'all, listen, y'all forgive me if I'm pronouncing your names wrong. Please charge it to my head and not my heart. I am so bad with pronouncing names. Hi, honey. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I kind of wanted to, I know that that video was like, there was so many reactions. Hasna. Okay, Hasna. Thank you. um, Only difference is the other woman was his. Oh my god. Oh, I think I did see that. I was reading so many comments. I think I remember seeing that one. His mother's best friend is crazy. Oh my gosh. These men are diabolical. Were you guys married? Like, ugh, girl, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Um, but I kind of wanted to come on here for a minute because just to see who would pop in to kind of answer some questions. It was so much feedback on that video, rightfully so, you know. And then I also realized that I left a lot of context out because y'all, this video happened a decade. I mean, not the video, excuse me. The situation began a decade ago. So it was just so much left out, which left room for interpretation and people just kind of not understanding everything. Only difference is, okay, I read that one. Yes, we were married for 5 years. Aw, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Did you find out like at the end of the marriage? Like when did you find out? And listen, you don't have to share. I don't want to like trigger you opening up old wounds or anything like that. So you don't have to like put it all out there because listen, it's not easy being vulnerable and sharing your trauma. It's not easy at all. So if you don't want to share, but I'm so sorry you went through that. Look, I clearly I know what it's like, right? I've definitely been through it. But I wanted to do a little quick live Q&A just to kind of clear up some things. You ended the marriage when you found out. Good. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. That type of betrayal is no joke. It's no joke. It's no joke. Like I don't understand why people play with people like that. Like you just don't. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I wanted to go live for a minute to kind of just it's not at all. Um but yeah, I wanted to go live just to kind of clear up some things because I know people had a lot of questions and rightfully so because there was a lot of things that I left out, you know. Like I said, I didn't give a lot of context to certain statements I made. And so I kind of want to just talk about it and then, you know, kind of leave the floor open if you guys had any questions about things that maybe I didn't clarify either. The tourist representative, thank you. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Thank you. So first, I feel like I had it in my phone. Okay, so as far as the whole, I think I can like post this, right? Like you can post the live so people can go back and watch it. Um, so I know a lot of people was asking me about the whole alienation of affection because you can sue in North Carolina. And yes, while I know that I can sue her. I could have sued. All the criteria was in my favor for me to sue. Um, but I just didn't have the energy or care to, honestly. I did not want to. I was just done with the situation. I was done with him. I wanted to move on. I wanted to just be completely done with it. I just didn't have the energy to put into going through like the court system, and because that's a whole process, you know what I mean? And for me, it was just like, I'm not trying to drag this thing out. I don't really care to sue this woman. And to be honest, like, she's she don't got no money anyway. She it was like, I'm not gonna see a check. You know what I mean? Like, I don't I just didn't care to, like, I did not have the energy for that. I just felt like it was just one of those things where I was just like, I just want to walk away from this and be done with this whole thing. So yeah, so I do know that North Carolina is an alienation of affection state. And yes, I had a strong case, a huge case. But I had no desire to pursue it at all. Did not. Also, I know people were confused about me saying that I was dealing with another guy. So a lot of people assumed that, like, oh, so you were cheating on him too. No. So, but again, I didn't give context when I made that statement. I just kind of said it and then like moved on, right? So it kind of left me open to look like I was also cheating. But no. So it's so much that happened. Oh my God, it was so much that happened. But basically, are you downstairs? No. You need to go upstairs, please. That's my son trying to sneak downstairs. You got to go upstairs, please. Okay, mommy's talking right now. Give me a little bit. I'll be up there, okay? Okay. So, my son is good. He's really, really good. He's 6 years old now. He turned 6 in March, but it's my little soulmate. He's good. But so in regards to the whole me dealing with another man, no, I was not cheating on him. So in 2023, March of 2023, I talk about this in my second video I posted. A video I posted, I think it's how I found out I was married to a serial cheater. In that video, I talked about how in 2023, everything started coming out. Okay. During the course of our marriage, I was having dreams that this man was cheating on me, but I could never confirm anything. So this wasn't a situation of me like being in this marriage, finding out he's cheating, staying, finding out something, staying. No, that's not what this was at all. I was in the marriage. I knew something was off. I was having dreams. It was just that woman's intuition, but I could never prove anything. I could never confirm anything. And so it wasn't until 2023 when things started coming out. And at that point, when the very first thing came out, I was done. I was done. And I talk about that in that second video of how I found out I was married to a serial cheater. So 2023, I think it was March of 2023. I was like, oh yeah, I'm done. But during the rest of that year, he was like pretty much trying to like win me back. He was like so committed to like, no, I'm gonna win my family back. We can make this work. We can make it was like he wanted to make it work. I was not trying to make anything work. At that point, I was like, I see you for who you are. I don't trust you. I don't respect you. This is done. Like this is done. And so I was done with him March of 2023. Now, by 2024 is when I started reconnecting with a person from my past. Okay. 2024 is also when I found out about the wedding guests. So this was almost a year after I had like told him we were done and I had found out other things. The wedding guest was not the only woman. She was like one of many. She wasn't even like the one he was really interested in. Like she was just actually by the time he started dealing with somebody else, he wasn't even interested in her anymore. He was like on a roll. There was numerous women. So the wedding guest was just like it was a huge plot twist in all of this, but she wasn't like really a factor by 2024. There was a whole nother woman. So yeah, but it was a whole year later by the time I was seeing somebody else. And it wasn't even a serious relationship. Again, I just needed some new energy, male energy around me. I was fully transparent with my friend about what was going on. So he knew I wasn't looking for nothing serious. We wasn't pursuing anything serious. It was just some new energy, conversation, good vibes, just and that's all it was. But yeah. So no, I was not cheating on him. That was me. Oh, you are, yeah. Yeah, if you have any questions while I'm here, ask. This is why I wanted to do the live too, because I know it was a lot of things that just were kind of like left out. Um, and that's to you, Shauna. Yes. Okay, girl. Yeah, watch the story. Watch the story. Let me know if you have any questions. But so yeah, that's the whole thing with the talking to another guy was not cheating on that man. Also, I know a lot of people kept mentioning that, oh, it's because we had a big wedding or a lavish wedding. And I don't know where that narrative come from that like if you have a big lavish wedding, then like it's an automatic doom. But if you go to the courthouse, then that means it's gonna be like a prosperous marriage. Here's the thing, guys. The whole purpose of me sharing my story is to, oh, y'all excuse me, my lips is like I got it. I just seen like, oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me, y'all. But the whole purpose of me sharing my story is to basically just illustrate how I married a man that I had no business marrying and what that looked like for me in terms of the consequences and the things that I experienced. Regardless of the type of wedding we had, whether we splurged on the wedding or we went and got married in the backyard. We could have got married at an intersection. We could have got married at a courthouse. We could have got married in front of McDonald's. It did not matter where we got married. The marriage was going to fail regardless because I had no business marrying him. We had no business getting married. That man was not ready to be anybody's husband. So that's what this is about. It has nothing to do with the lavish wedding. I was that marriage was gonna fail and it was gonna be the same outcome if we had a backyard wedding. It did not matter. It did not matter. Exactly, Lauren. Exactly. Exactly. I literally have people telling me that, yeah, that's because you had a lavish wedding. And I'm like, what? Like, is this what y'all getting out of this? So yes, and like you said, and I personally know people that had courthouse weddings. One of the women I know, she had a courthouse wedding and she ended up getting her marriage annulled within 6 months. And then there's another person I know that had a courthouse wedding and they got divorced about 13 months later, like just a little over a year later. So it's not about where you get married, how much you spend, how little you spend. It's not about any of that. It's literally, excuse me, y'all. Listen, I've been having some respiratory issues because I've been sleeping right under my air lately, and I've been waking up like with my throat like dry. But it doesn't matter where you get married, how big or small the wedding is. This is about you making sure you align yourself with the person that you're supposed to be with. Okay? Um, because if you don't, the marriage is gonna fail no matter how big or small it is or where you get married. Gwen, that's my mommy's name. My mommy name is Gwen. I watch it today. Please share so others can learn. Walk, don't look back. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you. Side note, is that a wig? Because I need to know where did you get it from? Looks so good. Thank you at Jersey 737. This is a half wig. So it's an icy wig. I don't know if you have TikTok. If you go to my TikTok page, it is linked in my showcase. But yes, it's a half wig. So this is my hair in the front, and then I got it like just clipped on, like right here. Like this is where it's clipped on at. And then I just leave my hair out in the front. It's literally my go-to. It's the easiest, most convenient thing ever, especially in the summertime. Like you don't got time to be doing your hair. It's so easy, especially for me being a natural hair girly as well. Um, I hope I'm saying this right. Zokir one. I hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm saying your name wrong, please don't like I said, charge it to my head, not my heart. Did any of his friends or family call you regarding the video? Not any of his people. No. My people, yes. I haven't heard anything from his people. His people might have called him and told him about it. Thank you, Gwen. God bless you too, honey. Um, but yeah, I haven't heard anything from his people. I doubt that I will. I mean, no, I doubt that I will. Um, but yeah, and then so yes, the boyfriend thing I cleared up, the lavish wedding thing, the alienation of affection. And then so another thing too, it's not a big this is just a preference thing. A lot of people were saying that like I talk slower, I'm too long-winded. I am. Listen, I'm sharing my story, but I'm not a storyteller, okay? I'm not gonna be for everybody. If you prefer a fast talker type style storyteller, this is probably not gonna be the channel for you. Like I said, I'm telling this story, and a lot of this information started a decade ago. And so I'm trying to like just remember like the fine small details of everything. So for me, I have to tell the story in a way that's going to be comfortable for me, so I can tell it in the most accurate way. So if you feel like I'm long-winded or I talk too slow, I get it. I'm just not for you. I'm just not for you. But I'm not a fast talker. I'm not a fast talker. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you. But I know some people prefer that whole like they just want it all out. Listen, YouTube is for long form videos. So, I know a lot of people their attention span is not that long. Then this is not gonna be the channel for you because I have to like take my time and tell these stories. So yeah, but I do appreciate everybody. For the most part, I got like really great feedback. And I was really shocked at like how many other women have experienced this. I'm gonna be honest, when I decided to tell this story, I was like almost positive that nobody was gonna have a story like this. I was like, I just know that like I'm the only one that went through this. And like there's no and not and I would rather be the one to just take it for the team because I don't wish this on anybody. Hello, thank you for your transparency. Continue blessings upon you and your son. Thank you. S Horton 71. Thank you, honey. Vincent Van 7438. Good afternoon. I just saw one of your videos. It was very interesting. And you reminded me of a movie, The Inkwell. I have to check that out. You remind me of the character that AJ Johnson. Really? Okay, I know who AJ Johnson is. I have to check out that movie. I don't think I've ever seen it. Cotton Candy Curls. Hello, I'm new to your channel, but I want to say thanks for sharing and take your time. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Thank you, Cotton Candy Curls. That's such a cute name. Summer Denise AAA, new here, and you are gorgeous. Thank you, baby. Thank you, Summer. He is in big trouble. Covenant something God does not play up with. This sounds like a bloodline curse between him and that 60-year-old. Just okay. So you know what, Gwen? I'm glad you mentioned that too because I seen that somebody else mentioned like the covenant between God. This is what I'm gonna honestly say. Um, this wasn't a covenant put together by God. It wasn't. This was not. God did not put this together. Again, if you go to my first video, that's why I said like I'm really. It's so much more. Like I have so much more to tell about this stuff about this marriage. But if you see my first video, it was how I was disobedient, where God showed me that like this was not the man I was supposed to marry, and I married him anyways. And so this guy had nothing to do with this. God had nothing to do with this. And this is another reason why I really want to share everything I experienced in this marriage because I want to show women and men, because men go through this too, right? Um, what happens when you align yourself with somebody you know you had no business being with, and how damaging and detrimental that can be for your life. And so, by me sharing all of this, is just letting you guys know like everything I went through due to my own disobedience, due to me not adhering to the warning signs and the red flags. And this is what I went through. I went through this. I was betrayed like that. I'm gonna lay it all out. And the reality is I did not have to go through all of that. I should have never experienced even a fraction of what I experienced. But I did due to my own disobedience, due to my own unwillingness to let go of this man when I kept seeing all the warning signs, all the red flags. And I know as people, we do this to ourselves all the time. And I really want to help us. We got to stop doing this because not only does it like set you back, but it's like you truly do just expose yourself to so much trauma that you were never supposed to experience. Like the betrayal and the things I went through in that marriage was never divinely ordered for my life. I my free will. I use my free will to put myself in a situation that was not meant for me, and then in turn experience hell on earth in that marriage. And so this is why I feel like it's important to talk about it. But no, I don't my marriage was not a covenant unto God at all. Um, S471 said I have experiences going through a divorce now. Oh, okay. Should I say I'm sorry that you're going through a divorce? And the reason why I asked that is because when people would tell me that, when they would say, I'm so sorry you're going through a divorce, I didn't like people to say I'm sorry. I would tell people, no, please say congratulations. Say congratulations because I'm actually free now. That's how I felt. So now, like going through that, when people tell me like they're going through a divorce, I don't even know how to respond to it because I don't know if it's I'm sorry or if it's well congratulations, because maybe it is a congratulations because you're being set free from something that was keeping you bound. You know what I mean? I know for me, I did not like when people told me I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. It's like, no, don't be sorry, be happy for me. Like I'm finally free from this thing, I'm finally free from this demonic force that I was, um, check him. He's a victim. Okay, hold on. I'm catching up with these comments, y'all. Why are you putting your personal business out there? Um, D D-Lo Cowboy 7976. Why am I putting my personal business out here? Because it's not for me to keep. Um, it's part of my purpose and it's helping other women, men, other people. And um it helps set other people free. So yes, this is not about me sharing my personal business. It's not something for me to keep. It's for me to share. You could keep your business personal. Classy 137. I was taken aback. I've had something like this happen to me, but we were not married. I'm sorry, girl. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Lauren. You just like me. I dreamt about my ex-husband getting married in another state. He denied it. I dreamt again. He had a child. Wow. Oh my God. Zokir one, I think that's how you say it. So your husband had a child on you. I'm so sorry, girl. He cried, asked for forgiveness, but he still connected himself with that 60-year-old. You repented. Yes, he did. Yeah, he still definitely violated the marital vows we have for ourselves, even though, you know, it wasn't a covenant put together by God, and I remember even on our during our ceremony, we said those vows, those infamous vows, what God has put together, let no man put asunder. And the thing about that is God don't be putting a lot of these marriages together, y'all. And that's just the truth. God, and I know God was like, girl, I ain't put this together because I told you not to marry the man. Don't be saying my name in this ceremony, like God didn't put that together. And again, this is everything I went through was simply because I was disobedient. Yeah, you said you had no business marrying your ex. I knew it when yeah. And listen, I get so many women that tell me this. I knew I had no business marrying him and I did it anyway. We always know, but we always have this like optimism where we feel like things can be better or things are going to change or we can change them or whatever we think is going to create some positive outcome. Like as women, we like to really believe that we are the exception and not the rule. And it's like we got to get out of that. Because however that man is showing up now, he's going to show up the same way in the marriage and vice versa. If it's a man married to a woman, because like I said, men go through traumatic experiences as well in marriages with women. And so however she's showing up now, she gonna show up the same way in a marriage. And honestly, they're only going to get worse in the marriage because marriage really only maximizes what you've already been dealing with. So if you're going into a marriage with a broken person, those wounds are only going to maximize in that marriage. It's only going to maximize. It's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. And I remember like being ignorant enough, goofy enough, to think that like, oh, when we get married, this is marriage. Like he'll get more serious. Things would be no, that's not how that works. Who you are marrying is who they are going to be for sure. Hi, Ducci 35. Gwen, I am proud that you are spiritually mature to acknowledge your fault. Keep going. Thank you, Gwen. Yeah. No, yeah, I think that's the biggest part. I think that's how you begin to heal when you truly just take accountability for your part in it and your role in it. And for me, it was I had no business being there and I knew better. I left. I have been single since it's been 10 years. I'm scared. No, Zokir, don't be scared of men. This is what I will say, right? Um, and I do understand that your feelings are valid. Zokir one. I hope I'm saying that right. Your feelings are totally valid. And everybody processes trauma differently, and it might take longer for people. But I truly do believe in love. Like I'm a true lover girl. And so even with this experience, um, it hasn't scared me away from men because I'm such a more evolved woman today because of it. One of the things I realized about myself then, I have a and I seen somebody say it in the comments. They was like, it's almost like you're clairvoyant or something. When I tell you I have my intuition, my discernment is like no other. And I didn't do a very good job when I was younger um in listening to it. So everything would be right in my face. Like I said, I've always had dreams, I've always had visions, always would have just like hear things. I've always been like that growing up. And I think it's taken me to get to this point in my life, that the marriage particularly, to truly trust my gifts, like to truly trust and lean into my gifts. And if I truly would have trusted the gifts that were given to me and just leaned into them a little bit more, it could have saved me from all the things I experienced. And so saying that to say that now I truly lean into my gifts. When I feel something is off with anybody, I don't question it. I don't try to make excuses for it. I'm not trying to rationalize it. I'm out. I'm out. When I feel something, when I sense something, when my body is making me aware that something is off, I'm no longer trying to rationalize it and trying to like, oh no, well maybe. And I used to do that all the time, especially in that relationship with that man. Like I literally would just make excuses for everything, rationalize everything away. And so I'm not doing that anymore. I'm truly listening to when my body is telling me this ain't right, something is off. He ain't the one. Like you got to listen to that. You got to listen to that. And you have to trust yourself. So, leading with intuition and your discernment is really important. Okay, for sure. It says I have left. You don't believe your husband was enhanced, for lack of better word, by your. Glitz, glam, glow. You don't believe your testimony was enhanced, for lack of a better word, but yeah. Can you ask it? I don't understand what you're trying to ask me, honey. If you can rewrite it so I can, I'm just, maybe it's me. I'm not really understanding what you're asking me. Um, Let me see. Yes, Gwen. um, I see your message. Facts, freedom, and yes, and peace from that man for sure. Yes, yes. Um, Okay, I just seen your message, S471. You said it's definitely a congratulations. So congratulations on your divorce. Yes, I just wanted to be respectful. I didn't want to say congratulations because you may be mourning or grieving the loss of your marriage. I don't know what, I just want to make sure. But if you saying this congratulations, then congratulations, baby. The tourist representative, they must be new to social media. Who are we talking about, honey? Thank you for sharing your business. You're healing others. Thank you, Gwen. I only ask because I've been following you for years before marriage, but this testimony is getting you in front of a bigger audience. Okay, good scam. So you're a previous follower. Okay, so I'm sure you've probably seen. Okay, so I've had this channel for years, and there's only 3 videos public because I privated everything else because everything else was me being, a married woman with him. He was in a lot of the videos. So, yeah, we're completely transforming the page, obviously. So I'm thinking going back to your original question, yeah, just ask the question again, but I kind of almost get where you were going at, Glitz Glam Glow. So you are a OG supporter. Thank you for your support too, girl, by the way. Thank you for sharing. It definitely helped me to know that I wasn't the only one who experienced this. Yeah, you're welcome, Lauren. Listen, I thought I was the only one that experienced this. I was shocked to find out because I originally shared the story. So you know how the video started with the TikTok? I shared that TikTok on TikTok. So I originally shared this on TikTok and it blew up over there. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and just do the story time on YouTube for it. And because everybody wanted a story time, but I was like, I'm not gonna post a story time on TikTok because then I would have to do all of these different parts because TikTok only allows you to upload 10-minute videos. And so I was just like telling everybody, just come over to YouTube, I'll do a story time. Um, and lo and behold, so many women were reaching out to me telling me that they went through this too. And I was just like shocked because I honestly thought like this was just exclusive to me. I'm like, there's no other there. Clearly, I got the biggest demon of them all. No other man is bringing their. But it has blown my mind to see how many women have experienced this. It's actually sick. It really is. Like it really is. So I'm very sorry that you went through that, and yeah, you are not the only one. You are not the only one. Shirley Nelson 3628. I am great today. Thank you for asking. I am in total peace. My nervous system is regulated. I sleep good at night. I wake up without anxiety. Like I am free. I am free. Somebody asked me in the comments how I was doing. I said, however, a prisoner that's been locked up for years feel the day they walk out just free. I feel like that. I just feel free. I just feel like liberated. Like I finally got out of that. So yeah. Thank you, Shirley. Oh, yes, glitz, glam, glow. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yes, it's happened to place me in yes. Oh my gosh. Listen, you just gave me chills when you said that because I literally, oh my gosh, I literally have chills. I kid you not. Listen, I was having a conversation with someone yesterday and I said, all of these years I've always done like content. I was never really consistent with it. We even had a couples channel. I completely deleted that channel. Um, and we grew on there. We ended up having like I think over 50,000 subscribers over there or something like that. But we were always very inconsistent. I was always very inconsistent on social media. And I was like, it was almost like there was always just like this blockage, like something keeping me from like going all the way. And I told the person I was talking to yesterday, I said, I feel like that was divinely orchestrated to happen that way because I feel like this is the time now. Like this is what I needed. This is the stories I needed to share. This is the content that was meant for me to share. This is me truly like living in my purpose. But I had to let my whole marriage play out because I was still in that marriage and just going through the motions, feeling things, unsure of what I was feeling. And I remember we tried to do couple channels. We tried to do a couple of channels and just things just was never working out. But I know that that wasn't the plan or the purpose. This was. And mind you, I didn't know that 2023 was going to happen and my whole life was going to get flipped upside down and spent around. Like and I started posting again on my channel last year and I tried to go back to vlogging and it just didn't feel right. Like I wasn't cuz it just didn't feel right. It was like this just doesn't feel right. And obviously by last year we had already went through this stuff and I kind of was like, making subliminal messages on my vlogs. I don't know if you were still watching Glitz Glam Glow but I would make like just little subliminals that like, oh yeah, going through some marital stuff, not in a, but I wasn't ready to talk about it. And so I literally told somebody yesterday, I said, it was for this time. Like I had to go through everything and come out of that whole marriage, go and everything was meant to happen the way it was for this moment right here. But I definitely feel like this is now what my channel was created for. Um, and now I'm committed to just sharing my story. And I feel like every time I share my story, two things happen. It's not easy being vulnerable because it's not easy sharing all your deepest, darkest secrets, you know. But I also feel a sense of just like relief when I'm like sharing it and finally putting it out there. Like, this is what happened. This is what I went through. Every time I share my story, every time, because I've been sharing on TikTok for a little over a month now. So TikTok has more like videos over there. I just started posting over here but every time I share, I feel like just, like I could just exhale. Like I could just take a deep breath. So I absolutely know that yes, this is my purpose for sure, for sure. So yes, thank you for that. Hey, Amy Brown, 1185. Katie 1367 said, I'm sorry, so sorry that happened to you. I hope you are able to find happiness. Thank you. But you know what? Don't even be sorry for me. Don't be sorry for me. Just be I I don't feel sorry for me. I'm grateful for everything I went through, and I'm just happy that I made it out. I'm glad. I'm grateful that I made it out. But I don't sit and like feel sorry for myself. I needed to go through all of that because it's something that I will never ever experience again. It's something that I would never put myself through ever again. Ever again. That's a lesson that I would never repeat ever. Ever. And when I tell y'all it's so strict over here now, like I don't play with these men. I don't come over here with all your little wounds and all your little unhealed deep. I don't play with none of that now. Since telling your story, have you experienced backlash from any of the parties involved, and how are you handling? No, no backlash. Mm-mm. Nope, not at all. I don't know if she knows that I'm telling the story. He does, but he said this is exactly what he said. He said, "I can't be mad at you for sharing it because I'm the one that put you through that." So he was like, "If he's like, if I didn't put you through that, you wouldn't have that experience to share." And that's what he said. But I don't know. I don't know about her. Charlene 2187. Hey, just came across your videos and I have been just going through it. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Charlene. Well, I'm sending you a lot of love, light, and peace, my love. I know that whatever you're going through, you're gonna go right through it and come out of it. You're gonna be well, my love. Escort 71. I've been through all the different phases of this process, but thankfully for the journey, I'm glad you shared because I thought it was just me. Nope. We are never alone, even when we think we're alone. We are never alone in these situations. Mady Martinez, 5093. Looking back now, did you have intuition or like a gut feeling of your ex being a liar? Absolutely. 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 Listen, is it Mady Martinez? It was the warning signs, the red flags of this man being a liar was screaming at me. That's why I said a lot of this I could have avoided. I really put myself in a situation that I could have avoided. Yes, 100%. There were signs that he was a liar. There were signs that he was a cheater. There were signs that he was a manipulator. All the things that he ended up being, like that end up manifesting in the marriage, all the signs were there in the beginning. There were signs at the beginning that he wasn't a protector. um there were signs in the beginning that he had a corn addiction. um all when I tell y'all all the things, and ooh, just talking about it is just like, ugh, I'll never, like, why, like I will never do that to myself ever again. Do not ignore those things, ladies. Don't ignore stuff like that. Don't ignore stuff like that. Violet Celine 244, you are so beautiful. Unless these people are crazy nurses are so dangerous. Yes, thank you so much, honey. Yes, they are. And he was a very, like, I would have never labeled him as dangerous. And it's just crazy because he, like, being married to him, I would have never labeled him like that. But by the end of 2023, going into 2024, learning about who this man really was, and let me just say this. There are things that I found out about this man that I would never even bring to the internet, that I would never even share. There's just some things that I just feel like, okay, I can't, that's just too much to even share. So with that being said, the man is dangerous. Okay? The man is dangerous. The man, I will say this. He is definitely a predator. He's definitely a sexual predator. Not to children. Let me just be clear, not to children, but to women. He is a sexual predator to women. He is. I was literally sleeping with the devil. Literally. Literally. Um, beautiful baby 50 yeah, 5003. Oh, well, welcome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you found me. And welcome. Charles Johnson 3367. What you looking at? What you looking at? Exactly. God's timing is beyond our understanding, but in hindsight, we can see why things happen. Yes, yes. Yes, it happened the way it was supposed to, when it was supposed to. So I'm just grateful. Yes. How is he doing? So well, first of all, we are currently in the process of our divorce. Our divorce has not been finalized. Because that was a whole nother process. We listen, the logistics of a divorce is so tedious, especially like here in the Carolinas. But we are currently in the process of finalizing things, so it's not final. But like I said, we have been separated for 3 years now. Um, I think now he's more accepting of it because he kind of spent like from 2023 to 2025, like he really was convinced that like I'm gonna get my family back. Like, no, I'm gonna get my family back. And so I think within like the last year, he's realized that like, okay, she's really done. Like she's really not. So I think now he's just finally accepting that it's over. Whereas though for the first 2 years of the separation, he was not accepting it. So but yeah, for the most part, we've been pretty cordial. We do have a 6-year-old that we have to raise. Um, so this man is gonna be in my life for a long time, y'all. I'm gonna see this man for a long time. So yeah. But for the most part, we've been pretty cordial. It's not anything crazy. It's not he knows that I'm telling my story and he's not mad about it. He has been pretty much just kind of owning like I was terrible. He said that, like, I was terrible, like, I had no business being married, like, he's like, "I didn't know how, no." Well, if God changes his heart, that's great, because he definitely needs a change of heart, but it won't be for me. He needs a change of heart for himself and for his son because like I said, we have a 6-year-old son. So it's like, you need to be a better, more healthy man for your son so you could be a better influence for him, you know what I mean? How are you raising a man and you are broken and toe up, so so yes, God needs to heal his heart, transform his mind, all of that, but it won't be to come back here. No, no, that man is not my husband, period. Not at all. Just a girl who loves God. 7. God bless you, beautiful. Thank you, God bless you. um but that's the point, Tisha. We look at the package, but when we um sick to your stomach and turned off forever because they work so hard trying to look good on the outside, but the garbage inside. Yeah. Yep. Shirley Nelson, 3628. Thank you. You're a beautiful woman, so full of inspiration and knowledge that makes people feel good about themselves. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and that's why, I know that it was time for me to start sharing this and stop hiding because I was so consumed with just like shame, embarrassment, just regret, like that thing really kind of like consumed me in the beginning because um I will say this, and I know again in my story time I mentioned how initially when we met, I was kind of like not initially into him, and then over time he kind of grew on me, and obviously we got married and everything. And so Mon how do you say your name? Montarvo Robinson. I bet your mouth is dangerous. It can be. I ain't gonna hold you. It can be. It can be. I will say this. I'm not listen. I have complete self-awareness about who I am, right? Um, my mouth can be dangerous, but it takes a lot to get me there. Like you really have to be like poking at me. Um, you really have to poke at me to get me there. Um, I don't know what I was just saying that comment threw me off because it's really the truth. My mouth can't be dangerous. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Charlene 2187. No, I don't mean that I have had your experience. However, I come from a single parent fatherless household and I'm not going through this, but I have learned from my chaotic. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Got you, Charlene. Okay. Thank you, Montarvo. I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you. I am in a much better place. I am at peace. I am at peace. My heart, my nervous system is regulated. Angel Love 2929. It does not matter if God changes her. She is not going back. Not ever. Ever. Not ever, Angel. Nope. It doesn't. Listen, his heart change will be for him to do better by the next woman. But it's no, never going back to that. Let's see. So there's nothing he can do to win his family back. No, sir. No, Maurice. His family is gone. His family is gone. No, there's no coming back from this. Like, you got to think, you spent years destroying your life and your family and doing everything in your power to be deviant and nasty and conniving. Like, this wasn't just like, oh, I cheated on my wife one time and I made a poor decision one time. We're talking about years of cheating, like levels of disrespect that, like, you don't come back from that. Like, you bringing a woman to the wedding that you were sleeping with, like, you don't come back from stuff like that. Like, no, like, absolutely not. No, that's as bad as having a baby on me. Like, no, like, every woman has their boundaries. And I always say, you bring a baby home and all that other stuff, like, there's no coming back from that type of stuff. And to me, it's just like, no, he didn't bring a baby home, but it's just like, that was right up there with it. Like, there's just some things that you just don't know. There's no getting his family back. His family, he threw his family away. He threw us away. So we gone. I once was a Christian, but is now living a Muslim lifestyle. Okay. And I respect that. I respect everybody's religious and spiritual practices. This generation don't look, they too desperate. Keep telling your truth. Tisha, you have the power to do it. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, is it Riddick? Riddick, how are you? Zokir, no, we just have the 1 6-year-old. So I have two boys. I have an older son from my previous relationship. I had a high school sweetheart. So me and my high school sweetheart had a kid together. And then I had a son in that marriage, and that was it. So I just have two boys, but just one with the marriage. He was a taker and not a giver, for sure. But you still know the word of God. Okay, okay. Listen, I'm not here to judge you either way. That's not my place. Um, yes, I do know. I do know that that my tongue is powerful. I do know that. I do know that. And I am intentional about speaking positive things. Shirley Nelson, congratulations on your 14 years of sobriety. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's something to be proud of. Sandra Pampina, I am glad you are at peace and sharing your story. I didn't get to watch much yet, but I want to know one thing that might have already been said. How many red flags did you miss being in love? Okay, so this is a great question, Sandra. So here's the thing. um, I Again, and I know you just said you didn't watch the videos, but initially I wasn't initially in love with him. So that's another thing that is just like, you were just doing anything, huh? Because initially I kind of had him friend zone for a while. I talked about that in one of my videos, that like for like a year I was just like, he was pursuing me romantically, and I kind of was just like, I just really want us to just be friends. I'm not really trying to pursue you romantically. I wasn't really into him romantically. But I was still ignoring all the red flags. Like, even during like our friendship stage. And then about a year into us being friends, we were spending a lot of time together and hanging out. We had a really great friendship. Like, we had a lot of fun together. But I just wasn't like into him romantically initially. And it's also due to the fact that I was seeing a lot of things. So to answer your question, how many red flags? Girl, all of them. However many there was, I was ignoring them. Like, point blank period. But it wasn't even about me being in love. I was just being goofy. Just being goofy. Like, there's just really no excuse for it. Cause it wasn't like, oh, I was just like head over heels in love with him. No, I wasn't. I wasn't. Just being goofy. Shirley Nelson, from all kinds of drugs, cigarettes, alcohol. Good for you, Shirley. Good for you. Stay the course, honey, okay? Stay the course. Congratulations on your 14 years. Tisha, you might get a bag out of this Lifetime movie special. I'm coming to You think Lifetime want to pick this up? Listen, Lifetime want to reach out to me. I need to go ahead and put that email in the description box. Charlene 2187, it is important to never give a man a chance who you're not attracted to. Listen, that was that's a lesson I learned. I see it all the time. Those are the ones who stay playing it with. Yes, yes, Charlene. Listen, I had a conversation with a friend of mine a couple weeks ago about this. Because someone was encouraging her to date a man. There's a man that's interested in her. She's not interested in him. She's not attracted to him. And people are like, oh, just give him a chance. And I said, do not do that. As a woman, do not try to force yourself to entertain a man that you are not interested in. If you're not attracted to him, if it's not there for you, it's not going to be there. Don't do That's the last thing you want to do, is convince yourself to be with a man and hope that he's going to grow on you. I don't recommend that. I don't recommend that. And even in my own experience, it's like, where did that get me? So I was with a man who initially I was struggling with, just a romantic attraction for him. Eventually gave him a chance after he like pursued me for a full year. Finally gave this man a chance. Said, okay, you know what? He's a good guy. He's always doing nice things for me. Again, I'm still ignoring red flags though. Let me give him a chance. Gave that man a chance, and he was a whole demon. You hear me? A whole demon. So it was just like, what was the point? What was the point? But no, never again. I'm not forcing myself to be attracted to nobody. I'm not forcing chemistry. It's either there or it's not. It has to come natural. Yep. I 100% agree with you on that, Charlene. Your face card. Thank you, Mercedes. I'm trying to get back to Christian life before it's too late. Okay. Um, Dre, stay strong. Continue to put your family and God first. Thank you, Dre. Gwen, Sandra, you have to watch it. Lots of twists and turns. Great story. Yeah, and again, I'm not the greatest storyteller, y'all, and I'm okay with that. I'm just trying to tell my story. I know I may be a little long-winded, but I'm gonna get the stories out. What did he do to win you over? What he did to win me over? That's a good question, because you're like, girl, if it was all these red flags, what were the greens, right? Okay, so he was number one. Like I said, he was the guy that was always planning dates. He was very charismatic. Just like the chivalry was there. Like he was always just taking me away from like my reality, and just like always taking me to have a fun time. Like, I'm talking about within our first 3 months, we had went on like two vacations. Like, he was, we just had a lot of fun together. Um, I'm not gonna lie, he was always very generous. Always, that helps. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, he was doing and now I don't think we had the verbiage for it then, but now, they call it love bombing. So I guess looking back, it might have been love bombing. Like I said, we didn't have that verbiage back then. But like, for instance, within like the first 3 months of us, we weren't even officially dating. This was still during our like friendship. Now, mind you, he's doing all these things for me. And I'm being totally transparent with him. I never misled him. I never made him feel like I was gonna give him more than I wanted. I was always communicating with this man that, listen, I'm not really attracted to you in a romantic way. I am having a good time with you. And I would tell him, listen, I do want you to keep your options open, because I don't know if this is going to materialize into something, long term between you and I. And I don't want you to like put all your eggs in one basket with me. So I was always very transparent with him. I was never misleading him. He knew exactly how I felt. He knew that I just see him as a friend. And so he still was just like, cool, like, let's just have fun. We went on trips. We came back from the trip, because I had told him, I was like, listen, if I go on this trip, I have to miss a he wanted to go on a trip for like a week. And he was like, "Listen, I'm gonna take you on this trip, and then when I come back, I'm gonna pay for your rent for the next month. Don't worry about it. I don't want you to worry." So he would do stuff like that, and I'm like, "You gonna pay for my rent for the next?" Okay. And he took me on vacation, came back, paid my rent for the next month. So it was things, love bombing things. Like I said, didn't have that verbiage then. I just thought that like, wow, he's really an awesome guy. Like he just um but it was just a lot of like we just had a lot of fun together. He was always taking me to do something fun. It was always like, hey, let's go here, let's do this. Let's like I'm gonna take you here, I'm gonna do that. And we actually had fun together. And so I think that's what kind of just made it feel like, okay, maybe I should give this a chance. He's always doing things with me. He's always intentional. You know, during even I think that first Valentine's Day, we weren't even in a relationship, and he was just like went out his way to like do something really special for me on Valentine's Day, and we weren't even a couple. So it was just like all those little things. Yeah, I didn't say I didn't love him, Martarlo. I said I wasn't in love with him. There's a difference. And I said I wasn't in love with him in the beginning. By the time we got married, you gotta think by the time we got married, we had been together for 6 years by that time. I said in the beginning I wasn't romantically attracted to him or into him. Um, but by the end of that year when we decided to start dating, he had kind of grew on me. But by the time we got married, I definitely loved that man. I wasn't in love with him, no, but I definitely loved him. um Shirin the uh, I don't know how to say this. Is it Shirin the Taylor? Thank you so much, honey. I don't know if I feel like I'm missing a letter in here. Sandra said because we don't get to know someone truly till we spend time with them. What got you out of the friend zone? Um, what got me out of the friend zone was just again, like I said, we had just been spending so much time together over like that year. We were together like literally every other day. Like after I would get out of work, he would come over my house, chill with me. We would be together on the weekends. We just started getting like close just because we started spending so much time together. And we were even though I was friend zoning him, we were still like he was being intentional about, he had a motive. He wanted to date me on a romantic level. So our dates and stuff were still kind of like romantic dates, even though I was like friend zoning him. So I just think, I don't know. It was just like after a year of like having him in the friend zone, that's when I, mentioned earlier, he kind of started to grow on me. And I was just like, let me just see, let's give it a chance. And then, he kind of like asked me again about being, more exclusive. And I was just like, yeah, let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes. And it went to hell. it went to it went to hell. We had no business. I should have let that man go. I should have kept him in the friend zone and left it there and went on about my day. Maurice said he must didn't have any friends because they would have said N word straighten up. You probably right. I ain't even gonna listen. Yeah, he probably was doing too much for someone who wasn't really interested in him for sure. I agree to that. He definitely was. He was doing the most. Um, I'm dealing with someone who wore me down thinking I would become attracted. But yeah, nope, don't ever do that. Nope, I would never do that again. If the chemistry ain't there, if the attraction ain't there, that's not something I'm willing to force or just let time. No. It's either there or it isn't. Period. It's either there or it isn't. I also watch all of your stories. I really enjoyed them. Listen for me. Oh, thank you, Shirley. I'm glad you're enjoying them. It's familiar. Mercedes, she's your model. Tisha got a few money bags in the works. Listen, I think Gwen, are you the one that mentioned the lifetime? You keep talking about this bag, baby. I receive it. I receive it. I receive the money bags. I receive it. You keep speaking that over my life and I'm here for it. You should have lied to him more and kept him on his toes. Jazz comment. He took that literally. Uh, in what way are you saying I should have lied to him, Jazz? I wish he would find someone because I hate hurting people. I'm going to watch the whole story. I know I will find something that helps. So Sandra, you asked was he my type? I think I kind of answered that. I Here's the thing though. I don't have a type. I'm not the girl that's like, oh, you gotta be this tall, you gotta be this shade. Like, no, I don't really have a type. I just, I'm either attracted to you or I'm not. It's just one of those things. I'm just you could just attraction can come in all different shapes, sizes for me. Um, it's not about a particular preference or type for me. I just got to find you attractive and I just got to feel that connection with you. And so it wasn't instant with him at all. And I'm going to be honest with you, beyond just like physical attraction, I do believe now looking back, because here's the thing, we are spiritual beings having a spiritual experience, right? And so what I realize now, that beyond just the fact that, oh, it was like, because here's the thing, he's not a ugly guy, it's not like he's unattractive, like he's a nice looking guy. But what I realized, going back to my point about us being spiritual beings having a spiritual experience, a lot of this is spiritual. And so what I feel like is, because what I was misinterpreting so much as like a lack of physical attraction, was there was a spiritual misalignment between us. We weren't aligned spiritually. And I think that was where the disconnect was coming in. Because what I didn't know at that time was that this man was coming into my life full of demons. This man was coming with all kind of stuff that I was completely oblivious to. And so what I realized now was that this was, when we talk about things being more spiritual, like, than anything, it wasn't just about, oh, physically he don't do it for me. I didn't realize it then, but now it's like, no, there was, my spirit was rejecting him. My spirit was rejecting him. We weren't spiritually aligned. And that's what I was sensing. That's why I just kept feeling like, I don't know. Because again, it's not even like, because I don't want to kind of um give off this like misinterpretation of him, like, being this unattractive guy, because he's not.